attack, fast, fatal, hard impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alright. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now let us jump into the mini shots. We'll start with the Zukul Midori at the current age of 24. Right now, he is sitting down in a place that ordinary people, they would not be able to find. It makes him think. Right now, he's sitting in a bar, drinking a blue liquid, and thinking about life. He looks to his friend to his right, and the friend to his left. And as he does just go to take a swig, he does turn around. Behind him are all sorts of fantastical creatures. He sees fairies. He sees orcs. And he even does see wolfmen, along with even some vampires. These people, yeah, to say the very least, or even just call them fictional, is far from the truth in all actuality. The day Deku found out about this world, he thought it was crazy and insane. He thought it was just a dream, but it wasn't. Right now, Deku, he just does get to turn back around, and he does think back on it. As we'll cut back to Deku at the age of 17, just before he finishes high school. He was born without superpowers. And in this world, powers, yeah. Well, most people do have those sorts of things. Some people, they're born less than fortunate. And thanks to this, him and his parents, they were born without these said powers. Deku, he is walking home. As he does think about it. What should he do after high school? Well, he can go to college and get a job. There's that idea. Or he can just start at a company, maybe? He doesn't really know. Right now, a lot of things are up in the air for him. He's bored. He doesn't want to go to school anymore. But just a few more months and he'll get his diploma. And then he can just jump right into the real world. However, Deku, as he's walking through a tunnel, he does actually get ambushed. While Deku, he was walking, somebody did sneak out from behind a bush outside the tunnel. And the moment Deku did go to walk past, there was whatever they did leap out. Deku, turning, is going to bring up his hands. Him trying to block the attack with his arm, as he just threw it out in front of him, to try and retaliate. As a pair of jaws wrap around and bite into Deku's forearm. Deku screaming out in pain as the person is tearing into his arm. And Deku, he does try to bring back his right hand. Him going to throw it out forwards and punching the person right in the face. As the moment they do let go, Deku, he does just go to turn and run. Him just trying to think, what the hell? What the fuck? What just happened? Deku confused. Him just starting to bolt and run as he's trying to get away. Oh crap, okay, he ran into a villain. Why here, why now? That being what Deku does have go through his mind. He doesn't understand. Why would a villain hide and attack him? Why would they do this? It doesn't make sense. And Deku, he does successfully get away. Well, he did leave his stuff there. He was able to actually get home. And he did go to the hospital. The doctors, they found this to be quite weird and quite strange. However, they just gave Deku antibiotics and tended to his wounds. And he went home. It seems strange. Whenever Deku did talk about how he was attacked by a villain and he got away, it did somewhat unsettle some people. So he's being targeted? And Deku, he doesn't really know. However, over the course of the last few days, things have been feeling weird to him. He's been feeling kind of strange. He's having a tendency for meat. And he actually has noticed that his hearing, it seems to be getting strange. It just seems like people are shouting all the time. And Deku doesn't understand why. However, you do actually have the day where Deku, he's at home alone. Both of his parents, they're out. And Deku, he's just sitting there and just thinking. He can't really play music with his headphones on anymore, since he feels like someone's just taking an anvil and smashing it into his ears. It just hurts. And it does make Deku just wonder about it. What's going on? Why is it happening? And Deku, as he's thinking, there is actually where something does happen. There is a knock on the door. Deku turning and going to walk over. For a second, he could have swore he heard the footsteps, along with what sounded like something being slid. He doesn't exactly know for sure. However, there is one where he does open the door. As whenever he does so, he does see a man standing there. As Deku, the moment he does see the man is going to hold something up. Deku, looking at the man, it does feel like he's moving in slow motion. The man spraying something in Deku's face, as Deku, he does going to bring his hands backwards and recoil. The moment he does so, he actually does somewhat fall backwards, and his body does somewhat start to stiffen up. As the man does take Deku away. And Deku, after some time, he is sat down, and his body does start to begin to move again properly. As Deku, the moment he actually does get a chance to stand up, the man, he's in front of him. Well, that just proves it to me now. Who are you? Where am I? Kid, listen to me. Right now, a lot of things are going to be talked. I'm going to talk about a lot of things to you. You're going to sit down, shut up, and listen to me. Because what I'm going to tell you is far more important than anything you're probably going to ever hear in your life. You just kidnapped me. How am I supposed to sit down and trust you? Because your hearing's been getting better. You're having more of a tendency for beef, pork, chicken maybe? You find it to be kind of strange because you're starting to undercook them a little bit more. Do you like your meat well done? Or do you like it to be pink in the middle? Be a little bit more, bloody? Deku does say. The man's just saying yes. And Deku, he does give his attention now fully. While he does like a more well-done type of meat, he actually didn't know that he cooked his meat to be medium rare the last time he had, a steak. He had it 2 days ago. And he thought it was still kind of burnt. However, he's staring at the man now. As the man does inform him, Deku was attacked by a werewolf, wasn't he? What? The bites in your arm. They coincide with a large dog, correct? The size of a man? Yes, they do. Well, that's not good. You were bit by a werewolf. And the next full moon, you're going to turn into one. What? A werewolf? You mean like from D&D or just movies? Kid? D&D and movies were invented by the organization I work with. Hell. The reason why people know about fairy tales is because we let people know about them. And I'm going to let you know. The reason why we let people know about them is so the moment they discover or even stumble upon these things, they don't lose their fucking shit. Now, back to what I was talking about. You were bit by a werewolf. The next full moon, you are going to turn. The man going to actually set down a vial, as Deku to stare at the strange glowing liquid. The man informing Deku, this right here will stop him from turning this full moon. However, Deku, he will not be lucky next month if he gets caught in a full moon. This vial will only last for 1 month. He has to take a few drops of it every single day and be certain to keep up on it. Deku asks the man what happens if he doesn't. The man informing Deku, if he doesn't, then there's a good chance the next time the two of them meet, he's going to stab a silver knife into Deku's heart. And Deku does somewhat recoil at that. Hang on. I'm just confused. You said I won't be lucky next month, right? And this is gonna last me how long? That's just the thing, kid. The way my organization does work, we don't give handouts, especially for what we do. This stuff, it's a reward. We'll give you money, too. And we'll give you some equipment. The standard set, at least. I'm going to give you an explanation. Since, congratulations. You're now a monster hunter. I'm a what? It means you hunt down rogue fairies, rogue druids, vampires, werewolves, demons, and dark spirits, if the job does call for it. I'm sorry. Did you just say demons and vampires? Yes, I did. And spirits, druids, aren't those fairies? And no, they're different. I, I'm I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to think about all this. I'm just trying to think if I believe you or not. I was bit by a werewolf, yes, and I'll turn if I don't take that vial, which I don't know what it is. Correct. And you're telling me mythical creatures exist. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just kid. The first time I heard about all this crap, I was just as confused as you were. Get used to it. Now, the man gave me Deku a rundown, explained to him some history and some things. As Deku, he does get a better understanding. These people, they work in the dark to make sure the world, they're able to at least handle a sort of normalcy. Because of quirks, other creatures or things of, well, legend are able to walk in the day. And while it is considered normal, there are those of them who they go far beyond what they do. They push that boundary. They push that limit. They allow those people certain privileges, and if they abuse them or go against them, they don't get them anymore. And there are repercussions to them. And Deku, he's just trying to think about it all. Magic. This thing he's heard about before. It just sounds weird. Deku asking if magic actually does exist. And the man does inform Deku. It does. Certain humans can use it. Certain ones can't. And if Deku is lucky, they can test him against a magical shard and see what his attributes might be. If he is good enough, and once he does actually recover from Lycanism, then there's a chance he might be able to use it properly. Since, if he tries to use it while infected, there's a chance it could either speed up the process or go wild. And Deku, he doesn't know what that means. The man trying to explain. It's basically like this. Magic responds to a person. It's unique to someone's biology. And Deku's biology, it's in a constant state of flux now. Because the fact is, human and werewolf. The werewolf part of him is going to try to take over, and the longer he goes without his medicine, or simply the stronger the time is to a full moon, yeah, there's a good chance he might turn before then. If he uses magic around a full moon, there's a good chance he might go wild and cast the wrong spell. You want to light up a room, but turns out you just make it explode. You want to investigate something or just analyze something so you get a better understanding. And you end up disintegrating it. Or just teleport it into someone's brain. It doesn't matter. Or all sorts of things can happen with wild magic. And Deku, because of his shift in biology, there's also the chance that he might become a Lycan himself. And Deku does take a second to think, as he does stare back at the man. Like him? Yes, young man. I myself am a Lycan. I enforce these laws because I know exactly what happens. I myself am a representative of my own kind. People should know. And they do. I hunt down other members of my own species. And recently I killed the one that did this to you. In fact, I know where he's still being held and preserved until he can be properly disposed of. So, you need to understand. This isn't really a choice. There is a choice, but preferably you want to go with the one that makes sure you are still alive. Okay, but can you quit? Well, you can. However, because of quitting, there are certain things that you need to know about. A. If you quit, you no longer get access to our resources. B. Just because you try to leave magic and this new world you've discovered behind, doesn't mean it will leave you behind. You will be able to spot magic creatures. And because of that, they'll most likely target you. And, well, they'll know your smell. I do as well, so I was able to track you down. What? Yes. You reek of Lycan. Trust me. The fact that I found you first is just by coincidence. So, you need to know, even if you are able to be cured, there's a good chance you might not get away from this life. It'll be interesting. I'll bring you in, and they'll assign you somebody. If you're lucky, you'll get me. And you'll be able to stay around your home. So how does that sound, young man? Deku trying to stand up, as the man does toss Deku a book. Deku catching the book as the man does inform him that this is everything he needs to know about their order. Enough history to give him at least a rundown on, and certain things he needs to be prepared for. Along with that, even instructions as to avoid magical creatures in his daily life, if he does encounter some. And Deku, yeah, he kind of got dragged farther into this life than he thought. As we do cut back to him in that bar, he's been doing this for a good amount of time. Coming up on 8 years. And he still does help keep control of magic. As right now, Deku, he does go to Waver the Barkeep, asking them for another round. As a tree, or at least something, does fly overhead and drop it down. And Deku, he does at least thank them, in a language most people could not speak. As the bartender, they do just nod and go about their day. And Deku, yeah, he feels unusual. There's only 5 humans in this bar, and he's one of them. And right now, a man does come walking up to him to ask him a question. Deku turning as he does spot a vampire. The man asking Deku for some help. as Deku, he does keep one hand not on a gun, but on something inside of his belt. He keeps it on a firm piece of wood. As, well, the man is asking for help, Deku, he understands the objective. Him and his friends leaving the bar as they're set to hunt down a vampire. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And I do hope you guys actually think this is a unique type of series. Since, well, it's not really changing things in the world. It's more or less expanding it and showing how things would adjust to modern day. Basically, bringing in magical creatures, magic, and other things into MHA. And, I believe I think I have an idea for who I can get involved in this, actually. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed.